Hello children, good morning to you all. I am here today to take the exercises class. Understand? The other day I have sent you question answers in detail. And now it is time for doing the exercises. Okay. In this we have taken the topic auxiliary verb and main verb. Auxiliary verb and main verb. So we should know what is auxiliary verb and what is main verb. Understand? What is auxiliary verb and what is main verb? We have to find out. Understand? So, all the helping verbs are called auxiliary verbs. For example, is auxiliary verbs. Is, was, where, can, do, family verbs all. Do, does and did. Have, has and had. These are called auxiliary verbs. These are called auxiliary verbs. So, what is the role of auxiliary verbs in our sentences? And what is the role of main verb? Understand, main verb always stands for the action of the subject. Understand, main verb tells about the action of the subject, what the work the subject does. Action of the subject, like writing, singing, learning, coming, going, eating, sleeping, whatever it is. They are the actions one do. They are the works someone do. Understand? So they are main verbs. So action verbs are the main verbs. I mean, main verbs always stand for the action done by the subject in the sentence. And auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs. I again and again tell you about it. Auxiliary verbs are nothing but the helping verbs. They help the main verb to complete the sentence, one thing. Understand? They help the main verb to complete the sentence or to make the tense also. Auxiliary verbs help the main verb. So, you must be knowing now what is the main verb. Main verb is action word. Okay. Now, these is, was, where, can, do, does, did, have, has and had. They are auxiliary verbs. They are called auxiliary verbs. And what is their role in our sentence? They help the main verb to complete the sense. That is one thing. Second thing, they help the main verb or they are used in the sentence to denote the tense of the sentence. Whether the sentence is in present tense or past tense. We will know through auxiliary verbs. Second thing, auxiliary verbs. First thing, they tell us about the tense of the sentence. They tell us about tense of the sentence. Okay. So auxiliary verbs always stand for helping the main verb to form the tense of the sentence. whether the sentence is in the present tense form or past tense form, we will know through these auxiliary verbs. For example, he is sick. Here, this word is an auxiliary verb. Understand? This verb is in present tense form. This is in present tense form is. So, it helps the subject to form the sentence in present tense form. Second, Ria has gone out. So, here has is auxiliary verb. Gone is the main verb. Going in past tense, past participle. Okay, it shows us the action in the past tense form. Has gone out. Has is the auxiliary verb. It tells us that the sentence is in present tense form. Has, have is used in present tense form. Okay. Then we are learning music. We are learning music. Okay. Are is auxiliary verb. Are is auxiliary verb. Learning is the main verb. Are is auxiliary verb and learning is main verb. Okay. So here are is a present tense form of auxiliary verb. So that this word are, or we can say the auxiliary verb, makes the present tense form of the sentence. Understand? Second thing. Next. She was happy. She was happy. This was is auxiliary verb in past tense form. This was is an auxiliary verb in past tense form. And happy. How she is, it is shown with this word. So it is, was is the past tense form of the auxiliary verb. Understand? So first of all, in this way, they show us the tense of the sentence. They show us the tense of the sentence. Okay. So in this way, he, Ria, we, she, they are the subjects. Soon after the subject, it is followed by an auxiliary verb. It is followed by an auxiliary verb. This auxiliary verb makes the tense of the sentence. This auxiliary verb makes the tense of the sentence. So, is present tense, has is present tense, are is present tense, was is past tense. Okay. So, we can bifurcate them, divide them. So, what we learnt in first case? We learnt auxiliary verbs form the tense of a sentence. Means, if we see the auxiliary verb in the sentence, we can understand whether the sentence is in present tense form or past tense form. Out of these, which verbs are taken in present tense form? Past tense. For example, is, can, do, does, are, has, have. These are auxiliary verbs in present tense form. These are the auxiliary verbs in present tense form. Now, was, were, had, did, could. These are the auxiliary verbs in past tense form. Understand? If it is a singular form, we use is in present tense and are in past tense. Sorry, was in past tense. If it is a singular sentence, singular form of the subject, is used with the singular form of subject and was is used in its past tense form. She is sick. Is sick tells us that it is the present tense form of the sentence. Next, she was sick. If I say was tells me about the past tense of the sentence. In same way, are is used for plural form. They are going on a picnic. Understand? And they were, it is, are is used in present tense form auxiliary verb for the plural subjects. Whereas where, W-E-R-E, where is used for the plural form in present past tense form. So subject in plural form, in past tense form, we use where in place of are. They are going on a picnic. They were going on a picnic. They are going on a picnic. The work is in progress just now. Understand? The work is in progress just now. So we use are plus main verb. While the where is used with past tense form of past tense subject in plural form, which makes the sentence in past tense, we use where. Same way, does, do are used in I don't like sweet. I do like sweets. She does not. She does. Understand? And did is used in past tense for do and does. Same way, have and has. If it is singular in third person's place, has is used to make present tense form of the sentence. Have is used for first and second person. Plus, I have made a mistake. They have made a project. Understand? Have is auxiliary. Made is main verb. Okay. In the same way, if I want to write the same in past tense form, I had made a mistake. I had made a mistake. They had made the project. I have made a mistake. It is present tense. I had made a mistake. It is past tense. Okay, same way. They have made a project. They had made a project. Have is auxiliary here. Made is main verb. Had is auxiliary and made is main verb there. So in this way, and can, she can drive a car. She could do the work easily. She could solve the problem easily. Can is used with present tense. Could is used with past tense. In this way, present tense form of auxiliary verbs are is, can, do, does, are. Is for singular, are for plural. Do and does. Do for first person, I and you. Does for third person in singular form. Has for third person in singular form. Have for plural forms plus first and second person. This is the set of auxiliary verbs which we use to make the present tense form of the sentence. I showed it in the example. Then was in place of is we use to make the past tense form of the sentence. Where we use in place of are to make the past tense form of the sentence. Had we used in place of has and have to make past tense. Did we use in place of does and do to make past tense. Can in present tense we use, could we use in past tense. This is one set. In second set, we use to form the negative sentences. These auxiliary verbs are used to form negative sentences. Negative sentences. Okay. To form negative sentence. For example, he is going out. If I write this sentence, is the auxiliary verb. It is in present tense form for singular. Going is main verb. Going is main verb. Understand? So, this is present tense form of sentence. If I want to write the negative form of this sentence, I can write like this. He is not going out. Understand? So, is not will be the auxiliary verb. Going will be the main verb. I did my homework. I did my homework, past tense form. Did is auxiliary. And even, okay, did not is negative form. Understand? I have met my friend. I have met my friend is past participle. Same thing I can say, I have not met my friend. It is negative form. They are busy today. They are not busy today. They are playing in the ground is positive form. They are not playing in the ground is negative form. They are not playing in the ground is negative form. In this way, what we do, and I like sweets. I do not like sweets. Do not is auxiliary verb. Like is main verb. Understand? The words which really show the action, they are the main verbs. And the verbs which help the main verb to complete the sense in the sentence, they are auxiliary verbs. Understand? They are auxiliary verbs. What are auxiliary verbs? For example, is, was, are, were, can, has, have, do, does. These are auxiliary verbs in present tense form. And in past tense, was, were, did, could, etc. They are past tense form of auxiliary verbs. These auxiliary verbs we use with not, N-O-T, not or no, to form negative sentence. Negative sentence is the one where we have negative meaning in the form of no. There we need these auxiliary verbs. Understand? Auxiliary verbs help the main verb to complete the action or complete the sentence. It can be both in present tense form or past tense form. Was doing, were going, can do, have done, in this way. Understand? So, one thing you see, in the sentence, first comes the auxiliary verb, is, was, were, can, could, have, has, etc. It is followed by the main verb. It is followed by the main verb in the sentence. And in negative form, first comes the subject and followed by the auxiliary verb and negative form, N-O-T, not, then comes the main verb. So, your auxiliary verb will be is not, was not, were not, have not, had not, has not, etc. Don't leave not for main verb. Okay, main verb will be exclusively an action word. Understand? So here you, I hope it is clear to you. Understand? And one more thing, we can use of third case. Third case is we can use auxiliary verbs to form questions. Third, to form questions. We use auxiliary verbs to form questions. Is it raining outside? Is auxiliary verb. Was he hungry? Was he going out? Do you want more fruits? Did he do the homework? Can you drive a car? So these auxiliary verbs we use in first place, in place of WH word, and we can make the questions. Do you agree with me? Does he come early? Question mark is important. Does he come early? This is one more question. Has he got it? Have you done it? Can you get it? Like that. First comes the auxiliary verb. It is followed by the subject. He, you, they are subjects. Does Vani learn music? Did Ravi come with his pet to school? Can Sarita drive a car? So whatever it is. So these are auxiliary verbs. These auxiliary verbs are followed by the subject. Then subject is followed by the main verb. So in this way, we can use auxiliary verbs to form questions also. We use them in the beginning of the sentence to form questions. Okay. Has he not come till now? Not come. Has not will be your auxiliary verb. Did he not do the work? Did and not will be your auxiliary verb. In this way, we use auxiliaries for three purposes. First purpose, to form the tense of the sentence. To write the sentence in present tense or past tense form. Second thing, we use it to write negative forms. Second way, we use it to form negative forms of the sentence. He is absent. He is not absent. He is not absent is negative form. First case, to form the tense of the sentence, whether it is present tense or past tense, we will understand by seeing the auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. They are even called helping verbs also. Understand? First case, we use them to show the tense of the sentence. In second case, we use them to form the negative form of sentences. And third case, we use them for making questions. In these three cases, we can use auxiliary. Let me show you one small example. of the three. Here I can write Ravi has bought a bat. Understand? Has is auxiliary verb, bought is main verb. Okay. It is the present tense form of sentence. Here, it is the first case. Here, what will we understand? We understand that this has auxiliary verb tells us about the tense of the sentence. Second one, Ravi has not bought a bat. Ravi has not bought a bat. So has not is negative form of has. Has not is negative form of has. And bought is the main verb again. So here what we understood? In first case, it is used to show the tense of the sentence. In second case, it is used for forming negative sentence. Third one, same sentence. Has Ravi bought a bat? Has Ravi bought a bat? Question mark. So, has comes in the beginning. Only when we form the question, auxiliaries will come in the subject space. And second followed by the subject. And this is the main verb. Auxiliary verb, main verb. In the middle we get subject. So, subject has auxiliary is followed by the subject when we form the question. In this way, in three different cases, we can use auxiliary verb. In first case, we used to make the present tense form of a sentence. We can make the past tense also. Ravi had bought a bat. Past tense. Ravi has not bought a bat. Present tense, negative form. Ravi had not bought a bat. Past tense, negative form. Has Ravi bought a bat? It is the question form. Using the auxiliary, we made a question. Had Ravi bought a bat? It is auxiliary in past tense we used. In this way, auxiliary is used or auxiliary verb is used to form the tense of the sentence in first case. Secondly, it is used to make the negative sense of the sentence or write the sentence in negative form. In third case, it is used to make the questions by using auxiliaries in the beginning. So this is the way how we use auxiliaries in our sentences. And how can we understand which is auxiliary and which is the main verb. Main verb always tells us the action, completely, purely tells us about the action of the noun or subject. And this auxiliary verb has or had, it helps the main verb to complete the sentence. This is all about auxiliary verbs and main verbs. You have got one exercise in the textbook. I am going to post it for you today. And you are going to underline the auxiliary verbs and tick the main verbs. You are underlining the auxiliary verbs and ticking the main verb. How you know? Underlining and ticking. Underlining, ticking. Underlining and ticking. Whether it is a question, whether it is a negative form or whether it is a present tense or past tense of the sentence, you have to underline the auxiliary verb and tick the main verb. That is all for today. Thank you. I am going to post the textbook exercise for you. Thank you. Here I stop, children. Please listen to the video and do the textbook exercise. Thank you one and all.